Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Josephine and on this channel we talk about fragrances. Today's video is about my top 10 summer picks for women. There is a mix between fresh florals, fruity scents, green scents, citrus scents, as well as beachy type of fragrances. So if you're interested in knowing what these are, then please keep watching. Number 10 is LOEWE AGUA 44.2. This is your citrus, fresh green tea fragrance that works in any type of situation really. This is your dumb reach fragrance that just smells really good and is really trustworthy. It opens with a burst of citrus, but not any type of citrus. There's kumquat and yuzu, so it makes it quite a unique type of citrus scent in the opening. And it's also a little bit bitter, which grabs your attention and makes it very refreshing. And then it mellows down with the green tea that softens the composition and that gives it a sort of a relaxing feel, yet still very fresh. This fragrance is extremely versatile and I think would work particularly well on a super hot summer day where it's very humid and sticky, because this fragrance is very uplifting, invigorating, and is just like having an ice cold glass of water. Number 9 is Un Jardin sur le Toit by Hermès. I had to include another Hermès fragrance, and before anyone asks, I am not sponsored by Hermès to talk about their perfumes. I just genuinely really enjoy them. Un Jardin sur le Toit is your really refreshing green perfume with crisp fruity undertones. So it is very refreshing and it sort of has like this vegetal feel. So it reminds me of morning dew, so grassy morning dew when it's early in the morning on a hot summer day. You can almost see the droplets on the fresh grass. That is how refreshing it is. But then it also has a lovely playful and cheerful side with pear and apple. So these fruits are quite crisp and also juicy and green. So again, enhancing that freshness of this fragrance. And there's also a beautiful soft backdrop of rose, which again is a fresh rose, and it really complements the pear and fruity undertones of this fragrance. So this perfume I think is really great to wear, especially if you're more in like an urban setting in the city. I find this perfume would work very well if you're a city girl in the summer and want something that is really fresh and uplifting to wear in the summertime. Number 8 is Hummingbird by Zoologist. Hummingbird by Zoologist is probably one of the most wearable fragrances from Zoologist. For those of you who don't know, Zoologist is a niche brand that is quite daring when it comes to creating their scents and the very definition of niche. Their fragrances are quite, I would say, difficult to work with if you are not used to wearing fragrances that are completely out of the norm. So all of their fragrances are inspired by different animals, and Hummingbird is inspired by the hummingbird. And I find that this is a beautiful, fresh floral fragrance for women that is so perfect for the summertime. It has a crisp, fruity, but also lightly honeyed feel, sort of like pollen, that I get from this fragrance, which is so fitting with the hummingbird theme. So this fragrance really invites you into a magical, colorful floral garden. There's lily of the valley, honeysuckle, lilac, and mimosa. So overall, these florals are citrusy, fresh, and green, and there's also sort of like a light powdery touch at the end of it, which comes from mimosa, which makes it very delicate and also ultra feminine. If you're a fan of fresh florals that are quite delicate and just a general bouquet of flowers, I think you will really enjoy this scent. I find it extremely unique because of this honeyed pollen-like effect, and it really takes you on a similar journey to the hummingbird. So from flower to flower, feeding on the nectar and pollen of these flowers. I find this is a very magical and enchanting type of fragrance. So if you love floral fragrances and you're looking for something that's a little bit different and summer appropriate, Hummingbird is just the right one for you. Number 7 is FLEUR Fleur de Portofino by Tom Ford. This is a gorgeous, really elegant, fresh floral fragrance that features the note of acacia flower. It opens with a very citrusy and juicy opening. There's tangerine and lemon, so it's a bit tangy, but also fresh at the same time. And it develops a gorgeous heart of orange blossom, jasmine, and acacia flower. This fragrance is sweet, it's slightly honeyed, and feels light and refreshing. I think this is super elegant, really sophisticated, and for some reason just screams Italian class for me. This is Italian class in a bottle when it comes to feminine fragrances. So that was Fleur de Portofino by Tom Ford. Number 6 is PERA Granita by GUERLAIN. This is part of the Aqua Allegoria series, so it's more of the refreshing colognes that I find in general this series is great for the summertime. But I think that PERA Granita is really lovely and a different type of fruity fragrance that is appropriate for the summertime. This perfume is essentially your fresh summer fruity sorbet. So it is based around pear, and I definitely get this granita feel, this really cooling sorbet type of feel from this fragrance. It reminds me of the DIPTYQUE Abricot shower gel, and I mean this in really the best possible way because it is a gorgeous, like fruity apricot sort of smell, and there's no apricots in PERA Granita per se, and I think what I get from this fragrance is the apricot side from the osmanthus that really shines in this perfume. I find it to my nose even more prominent than the pear notes. I find that this fragrance is very classy, elegant, and very French and Guerlain, if you will, and generally a nice, light-hearted and carefree fragrance for the summer. Number 5 is NUDA Veritas by Atelier des Ors. This is another fresh floral perfume, but it is your white floral fragrance. And yes, there is jasmine in the scent. This fragrance is purity in a bottle, it's ethereal, it is innocence as well. It is just a sublime jasmine fragrance. It celebrates the transparent and fresh petal effect of jasmine, but there is also ambroxan, which brings a minerality to the perfume, a little bit of saltiness and freshness and lift to the fragrance, and there's also some moss, patchouli, and osmanthus. This fragrance is really beautiful and delicate and very, very feminine. I don't think you can go wrong with this fragrance. If you're a fan of white florals and you're specifically looking for a fresh white floral that features a lighter side of jasmine, NUDA Veritas is really the one that you should get your nose on. It is just a beautiful creation, and I don't think you can go wrong with this fragrance. Number 4 is Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford. This is the original Soleil Blanc, not the fresher take. I adore this version. It is probably one of the most luxurious beach-inspired fragrances. There are a lot of beach-inspired perfumes, but in my opinion, this is the most luxurious smelling one. This is, of course, featuring a very prominent note of coconut, but it's done in a very sophisticated way, and it's quite fresh as well because it opens with a combination of coconut and bergamot. And that bergamot makes the coconut quite lifted and refreshing rather than being too heavy and too rich and too creamy. It is just the right level of creaminess and freshness in my opinion. And what I love about this fragrance as well is the floral heart. This fragrance has a beautiful association of ylang ylang and tiare. These two flowers are the exotic flowers. Those are the flowers that you find on tropical islands, in Asia, in just the most dreamy of places. And this is why this perfume just really takes you on a tropical holiday escape, in my opinion. Number 3 is another fruity fragrance. It is PHILOSYKOS by DIPTYQUE. This is, for me, my go-to summer fruity perfume. It is one of the best fig fragrances on the market. This fragrance is a milky fig perfume. It is really rich, very milky, and has a bit of a coconut vibe to it, which I find is just really perfect for the summertime. It is really rich and indulgent thanks to this coconut. So imagine picking a fig from the tree, and when you pick it and you twist it, there's often a little bit of a milk that oozes out of the fruits. That is what this fragrance gives me the impression of. And what I really like to do in the summer is I love to layer it with the body milk from DIPTYQUE, the PHILOSYKOS body milk. It not only makes your fragrance last longer, but it's just super luxurious and it's just really wonderful. So I cannot recommend this fragrance enough. It is simply beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Number 2 is actually a gourmand fragrance, but very much appropriate for the summer. It is Juliette Has a Gun Vanilla Vibes. First of all, can we just appreciate the bottle? It is stunning. It has a dégradé which just screams the beach. It's like the sand of the beach and then the color of the sea. It is beautiful. This fragrance is a holiday in a bottle, and I will tell you why. This is a salty vanilla fragrance that immediately evokes a beach holiday. That is how powerful this perfume is in terms of that beach holiday feel. The vanilla in here isn't sticky, it isn't too sweet. It's made really, really fresh because it has a sort of a salt crystal feel, this perfume, which really lifts the vanilla and brings an interesting twist. Just imagine being on a beach on a hot summer day. It's 5 p.m. You have the golden light from the sun. Your tan is looking really good, and you know you have a bit of salt left on your skin from swimming in the sea. This is what this fragrance evokes. It has a bit of that sun tanning lotion, but not too much. It is beautiful, and if you are having a really bad day in the summertime, or if you're working stuck in the office and you can't go on holiday or you can't go to the beach, spray this fragrance on. It will immediately transport you there, and I can guarantee you it will lift your mood. And my number 1 summer fragrance for women is Hibiscus Palm by Erin. I've talked about this fragrance quite a bit on my channel. It is a stunning, exotic, tropical fragrance. This perfume features a really prominent note of frangipani, which is like your exotic flower, and also has a sort of a swirl of coconut milk and a bit of musk. So it is the definition of a exotic tropical floral fragrance. This again is very evocative and will really transport you to a tropical paradise. It smells really good. It's super feminine. The sillage on this perfume is incredible. Like everyone will smell you, and all of the women who have smelled this fragrance that I know have loved it. Like, this is super likable. If you want a very intoxicating, exotic floral fragrance that remains fresh and really summery, Hibiscus Palm is just the one you should go for. And actually, it is so great to layer with Juliette Has a Gun Vanilla Vibes. The two together create a killer summer combination because you get the freshness from the frangipani tiare flower in here, but then you get this warm, balmy, beachy feel from Vanilla Vibes by Juliette Has a Gun. So these two together are such a killer combination, and one that I highly recommend to you ladies who are looking for a beachy, exotic fragrance that feels very luxurious and smells different. So those were my top 10 feminine fragrances for the summertime. Let me know what you enjoy to wear in the summer. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.